welcome to Golden Hour. So we have a short class together to help wake up the body, to come back to our breath and just move with intention and move in a way that feels good for you today. So respecting your energy levels, any limitations in the body, just taking any variations you need, or coming back to child's pose whenever it feels like it's right for you. Welcome to the cabin. My name is Camilla. It is not so much golden hour this morning, it's still quite dark. We have the chickens waking up, you might see them out the window. And yeah, you'll need a mat. We'll get going, we'll start today in child's pose. So bringing knees wide apart, toes together, reaching forward, and then grounding your forehead down into the mat. Connecting in with your breath, in and out through the nose. Lengthening through your exhales. And as you do so, feeling your body melt down into the mat, releasing your shoulders. Looking up to your fingers and walking your hands over to the right hand side, placing left hand on top of right, sinking down. And feeling that extra side stretch in your left, feeling under your armpit, your side ribs. And then walking hands over to the left, right hand on top this time, sinking down, pushing with your hand. One more breath here, big inhale, big exhale. Walking yourself back to center, coming up to hands and knees, and make your way to cat-cow. So inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. And then exhale, rounding in your spine, navel, drawing in. Inhale, push away. And exhale, head between your arms, pulling up. So finding your own rhythm with your breath. Arriving back in a neutral spine, lifting right hand to the sky. Exhaling, hand coming underneath. Inhale, left hand reaches, and then exhale, hand wrapping behind your lower back, opening through this shoulder. Inhale, left hand reaches, exhale, pushing to the mat, unraveling. And then coming back to the mat. Other side, left hand reaches, inhale. Exhale, folding under. Inhale, right arm this time reaches and tucking behind you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, push away. And then back to the mat. From here, grounding in your hands, pushing your toes, tucking your toes under, pushing through your feet, pressing back, downward facing dog. So pushing through your hands, thinking about a long straight spine. Might need to bend your knees to get there to begin with. And you can bend your knees in downward facing dog at any point.
We don't want to be trying to crank down the heels and rounding through the back. We want a long straight back. Walking our hands back to the back edge of the mat, forward fold. Holding onto opposite elbows, releasing your head. Swaying from side to side. Releasing your hands, slowly rolling all the way up to standing. Mountain pose. Closing your eyes. And then make your way to the front of the mat. So maybe lots of tiny steps. Maybe you're in a hurry, but I would encourage you to see as slowly as you can move all the way to the front. Just feeling your feet on the mat. You're arriving 1 foot distance from the very front and coming to hip width apart with your feet, hands to heart. Big inhale, big exhale, engaging through your kneecaps, pulling them up, lifting through your chest, dropping your shoulders down. Palms open to the side, inhale, palms reach, exhale, folding forward, inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back into plank and lowering down for our first chaturanga, knees or toes. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. One. 2, 3. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, stepping back, plank. Elbows in close by your body, chaturanga. Inhale, over the toes, pushing into your hands, shining your chest up to the ceiling, and then pulling back, downward facing dog. From here, lifting your right leg high. Bending your knee, opening your hips. So stacking your hips on top of each other. Let's do some circles here. Waking up this right hip. Reversing the circles. And then big step through front of your mat. Dropping the back knee. Climbing up to a low lunge. Arms reach overhead, pushing forward into your hip flexors. And then hands to the mat, tucking your back toes under, pushing up. So we're setting up for a high lunge now. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, cactus arms, sink a little lower. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, cactus, and reach low in your lunge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. One more, inhale. Exhale. Reaching your arms up tall, and then opening up warrior 2. Opening through this front knee, sinking low, opening through the hip. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, bending forward. Feeling your breath in your body. One more big reach. Exhale, sinking back down. And one more flow here. Flipping your palm, reversing your warrior. And then up and over, extended side angle. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Thinking about your chest, your shoulders, everything nice and open. Coming up and over, extended side angle, staying here. So you can stay with your arm on your thigh. You can bring your fingertips all the way to the floor, reaching long through your fingers. If you want a little more, you can do a half bind, wrapping that arm behind you. And then if you want to complete the bind, hands underneath, gripping on with your fingers, maybe even holding onto your wrist. Open through your chest, bending your knee, engaging your core. Breathing. And then unraveling the pose, hands to the mat, stepping back downward facing dog. From here, rippling forward, knees or toes, lowering down, finding your flow. Pulling back downward facing dog. And then either staying in dog or sinking into child's pose. Just in between sides. Coming back to dog. Lifting your left leg high, bending your knees, opening your hips. And then circles. Pressing into both hands, reversing the direction of the circles. And then big step, front of your mat, dropping your back knee. Low lunge, climbing up. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, sinking a little lower. Sending your breath to your hips. Relaxing in your face. Really hear my knee on the mat here. So you can sink 1 centimeter deeper here. And then hands to the mat, tucking your back toes under, pushing away. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, cactus the arms, sink a little lower. Inhale, extend your legs and arms. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. One more. Exhale, sink. Raising your arms up high. And then opening up. Warrior two. Feeling the energy moving through the body. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Exhale. And one more. Warrior two. Flipping your palm, reversing your warrior. And then up and over, extended side angle. Last one. And then we're meeting in extended side angle. Forearm to thigh. Maybe fingertips to the mat. Opening through shoulder, through your chest. And then half bind if you want to go there today. And if you're looking for even more, finding your full bind, bending through your knee.
pressing through all four corners of your feet. One more breath, big inhale, big exhale, releasing, hands to the mat, stepping back dog, staying in dog or your final vinyasa, rippling forward, lowering down. And then wherever you are, sinking down, child's pose, reaching forward. Slowly climbing back up, shifting your hips over to the side and extending up through your legs, removing the flesh from your sit bones, sitting tall. The legs and your feet towards you, inhale, reach, and exhale, seated forward fold. You can have a generous bend in your knees if you need. Holding somewhere on the outsides of the leg, ankle, foot. Sitting back, trying to find length through the spine first, and then folding a little deeper. And just exploring as we stay here for a few moments. Not forcing anything, but just seeing if there's any more space, more length to be found today. Extending through your exhales. Releasing tension in your teeth, your forehead, your jaw. Dropping your shoulders away. And then slowly walking yourself back up, shifting forward, and then lying back down on the mat, hugging your knees into your chest. Just breathing for a moment here. And then we're going to set up for bridge pose. Heels close in by your bottom. Should be able to touch your heels with your hands. They're that close. Palms pressing on the mat. Engaging your glutes, driving up with your hips. Pressing your hands into the mat. If you wish, you can interconnect your fingers, interlacing them on the ground. Where were we? We were in bridge. Pushing your hands. You can make a pillar to the bridge, so coming up even higher, elbows walking in close by each other, fingers pointing towards your heels. See if you can lift tiny bit higher, so pushing a little higher with glutes, hips. And then inhale, rolling back down, feet are wide apart, knees knocked together, hand on belly and on heart.
2 deep breaths here. Alright, so we'll go one more time into bridge. If you want to go into wheel, we're going to set up in the same way. Everyone's coming up into bridge. And then for wheel, placing hands under your shoulders, palms facing down. First coming up crown of the head and then pushing all the way up. So inhale, coming up, pushing into your hands, focusing on your breath. Two more breaths here. And then gently, carefully rolling back down, hugging your knees in. And then from here, happy baby, reaching to the insides of the knees, to the outsides of the feet, drawing your lower back to the mat, closing your eyes. And being still here, or you can start to rock side to side. Adding a little smile to your face, softening in your forehead. And feeling your breath in and out through your nostrils. Releasing happy baby, extending through your legs. And we're going to come into supine twist, so right knee into chest first, shifting your weight over to the right, dropping your knee, extending out your right arm, turning your head towards your arm, grounding through your shoulder. That might mean that this knee is coming up off the mat. And letting your body just sink down into the mat, holding you. Taking the deepest breaths you've taken all day. One more breath, see if there's any more you want to sink into this pose. Inhale back to center, hugging your knees in, and then extending right leg, hugging left knee, moving the body over to the left and extending out. Nice big crack in the spine maybe. And if there's anything you're still holding on to, try to use your breath here to let it go, to give it away.
One more breath, inhaling, exhaling. Inhale back to center, hugging your knees into your chest. And then releasing, finding Shavasana, corpse pose, our final resting pose, feet full away from the body, palms are up. Shutting your eyes. And before we completely let go, try to engage everything in your body. So squeezing fingers, engaging your quad, legs, squeezing everything, your face, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. Slowly bring some movement back to your body, fingers, toes. Stretching arms overhead, giving yourself a big long stretch. Knees into chest. Hugging your knees. Rolling over to one side. And taking a few breaths here. Trying to keep your eyes closed if you can. And then gently coming up to sits. Closing your eyes. Hands resting somewhere on your knees or in your lap. Big inhale. Holding at the top. Big exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Blinking, open your eyes. Hands to heart center. Bowing your head to your heart. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me this morning for Golden Hour. I will see you in another class soon, and if you're enjoying this, feel free to leave a comment, to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you again soon.